Welcome to PyTorch Lightning Community Spotlight. I am Aishwarya Srinivasan, your host for today. I'm super excited to have on board Nima, who's from Germany and who's a research engineer in Max Planck Institute of Intelligent Systems. Welcome to the Community Spotlight, Nima. Very glad to have you here.
Yeah, a pleasure for me. So thank you, Ash, for the invitation and introduction. As you mentioned, I work at the Max Planck Institute for Intelligent Systems in Tübingen, Germany. Here at work, we are setting blankly statement. We are trying to build systems, algorithms, and code that can partner with humans in complex environments. In our department per se, we are trying to build systems that can perceive humans with applications in creating digital humans for fitness, clothing, and entertainment industries. So a product that is well known for our lab is the simple body model. Maybe you have heard about it. It's a function learned on large data sets of 3D human body. So this function can map a set of parameters controlling different aspects of the body surface, say body shape, body pose, through the surface, the 3D mesh of the body. We can also, for sure, control the location of this body in the scene with certain parameters. As well, in a recent release, we are offering parameters to control more expressive body, like, for example, fingers and face. Yeah, so simplex is just an extension over simple. It's a differentiable component that can be added to any neural network architecture, and it could produce the body surface. We also, in our lab, we also provide tools that can fit this body model to various data sources, say images, videos, and more accurately marker-based motion capture data. So so providing these model fitting tools and large data sets of human body parameters is exactly what I do on a daily basis at work.
That's really amazing. So I wanted to specifically chat with you regarding one of your latest projects, which is VPoser. So I saw that this is the three-dimensional human body posing algorithm. So can you give me more details on that?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we provide tools to fit these body models of ours to many data sources. In a very recent publication, we are fitting a simple, an expressive body model, like as I said, with hands and facial expressions to a single image. So as you know, fitting a 3D model to 2D key points, as I was saying, 2D key point detected on a single image is called 2D to 3D lifting, and is a specific problem from a more general one called inverse kinematics. So inverse kinematics, or this 3D to 2D lifting, is a tricky one. It's a tricky problem because many 3D pose configurations can explain the same 2D key points. So what people conventionally do is to use analytical solutions, like mathematical analytical solutions to this problem, which are time-consuming, which are very expensive to compute, and they're super fragile. Instead, we are offering a learning-based method trained on large databases of human body pose mass. We call this dataset mass. So we are trying to learn a distribution of natural human pose from this data set as a latent code of a variational autoencoder. We call this the VPoser, and this can be used for the problem that I was talking about before, which is lifting from 2D to 3D. And how is that? Instead of optimizing for the pose parameters, the native pose parameters of the simple body, we optimized this latent code. which represents the natural human body pose, and the decoder takes care of non-linearly mapping this to the original single pose parameters. And since this is a VAB, we know the distribution of the latent code, so we can add an extra term to our overall to overall objective as a quadratic penalty to keep us closer to the manifold of natural human pose.
So, while you were developing and like working on VPoser, what was your motivation behind using PyTorch Lightning?
Yeah, good question. So, why not? So, I learned about PyTorch. Let me give you a bit of history. I learned about PyTorch Lightning back in 2020 when I was at the CPR, when I was checking out the repo for a new paper on a mouse fluff project called graph-based solver for tracking multi-object. And by going I was very new to the field, but by just going through the repo, I just felt that I'm understanding what's going on quite unusually. And that's when I realized the code is using like PyTorch Lightning as a training. And so it was an instant sale for me. So I tried to translate like VPoser's training pipeline into PyTorch Lightning, and I was fascinated by how good the training code and the research code was segregated. So so it is very great that I can rely on professional people like developing such powerful library for training. They take care of that so that I can stay focused on the value that I'm interested in adding to the community, which is the research, and like to avoid like nasty, embarrassing mistakes or like bugs that one can do for the training code. So yeah, I totally appreciate it.
That's really amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much the motivation behind PyTorch Lightning, that we want to like take away the boilerplate from you guys, where we want the researchers to focus only on research, and PyTorch Lightning will take care of all the syntax, all the engineering behind building these machine learning models. So I really appreciate that it's been very helpful for you, and that motivates us more to put in more effort towards this package, that it's really been helping the researchers out there. So
Yeah,
thank
keep it
you
down.
so much. Also, like I probably want to quickly ask you, what's your best practices or recommendations that you might have for somebody who's new to PyTorch Lightning?
Okay. One advice for someone who's getting into PyTorch Lightning is just don't doubt it. It's great, just use it. What is the feature that I personally use a lot in PyTorch Lightning, which I had before, but it wasn't, so even my own implementation wasn't that great. So fast dev run, this simple flag makes my life much easier. And I believe that it also has environmental benefits. So it makes training deep neural networks and much more environmentally friendly. How is that? Is that this flag enables running one step of training and evaluation just to make sure everything is in place. You don't have bugs that can pop up at the end of one full epoch that takes a day or two. I really enjoy using this tool. Also, the profiler. The profiler, I used to use it a lot, especially during the beginning of the project to find bottlenecks in my pipeline. Also, it is crazy simple to just write once your code, and then you're able to run your code on multiple nodes, multiple GPUs, with just few flags or even one. So it's really nice. One another advice for beginners, maybe I learned by hands-on by checking out a nice project on PyTorch Lightning. So others might also find this helpful, yet look for incompatibility issues. The whole project, the whole framework is is like developing rapidly, which is a good thing, but also comes with it this incompatibilities between like major revisions. But I see a tremendous good push in the direction of creating new tutorials, keeping the documentation up to date. So in those cases, just when you get to a nice repo after checking it out, just try to keep an eye also on the nice documentation that PyTorch Lightning had, and you're good to go.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nima, for like chatting with us. It was great to talk to you and regarding the project. So we would definitely do a deep dive session with you, talking more about VPoser, where you can share your code snippets and where you can talk more about the project. So thank you so much for this. People who are watching this session can follow Nima through his website. So if you have any questions regarding the project or you want to talk to him about any other three-dimensional human body poses project related things, so you can reach out to him through his website. Also, you can check out PyTorch Lightning on the GitHub link below. You can also follow us on Twitter at PyTorch Lightning without a G. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much, Nima.